I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a very fine knife's edge. And in the English language, we have a saying. We refer to some things being on a knife's edge, meaning that they are very, very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. And that's true of many things in life. But what I want to highlight in this video is that that's true of life. And to really make my case here, I want to present you with two scenarios. And I want you to go with this for a second. Imagine for a second, you run out of all of the essentials in your home, right? And you have to go shopping. So you get ready, head to the supermarket. And as soon as you get to the supermarket, the guy at the door tells you, you have 12 hours, you have the whole day, guaranteed. Take your time. Now, imagine in that scenario, when you go in, what would you do? Would you start shopping straight away, rushing? No, of course not. You would take your time. You may go to the coffee shop, grab a coffee, have some lunch, read a book, and then eventually start shopping. And you may even not go for the essentials straight away. You may just go and pick up things that you didn't even go to the shop for. And that is because you know you have the luxury of time that's guaranteed. Now, let me give you scenario number two. Again, you've run out of essentials, you rush to the supermarket, but at the door, the guy tells you, you may have 12 hours today, but you may only have 5 minutes. You may get an hour, you may get 2 hours. It's not guaranteed. But what's going to happen when your time is up in the shop is that the guards are going to come in, they're going to pick you up and take you out. You're not going to get a second more. Now, in that scenario, what would you do? With that level of unpredictability, what would you do? Wouldn't you avoid the coffee and forget about reading a book and go straight to the aisles that you really need to go to and pick up all of the essentials first? And that too, working your way through the priority list as to what's most essential amongst your essentials. And then just focus on getting out of there as soon as you can. Surely that's what all of us would do in that scenario. Now, the reason I present these scenarios to you is because scenario number one is how we perceive life to be. The way we've deluded ourselves into thinking about life. We're here forever. Or at least we have 50, 60, 70 years. Easily, guaranteed. And scenario number two is what the reality is of life. That it's unpredictable. It's literally, as we said, and I need to be careful with this before I hurt myself, but it's literally, life is on a knife's edge. You don't know how long you have. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 decades. Now, if that's the case, and that's something we can all agree upon, whether you're an atheist or a Muslim, then shouldn't you be really considering and asking and engaging with the deeper questions of life as to why you're here? What's your purpose? And try to figure that out and then to live by it, checking off the list of priorities. See, the world we live in is very good at putting us in a state of delusion. I mean, how often do we hear of, cases where 10-year-old dies because of this, 20-year-old dies in an accident, etc., etc. But how quickly do we return back to our slumber? It's amazing when you think about it, but we have to snap out of this. And the sooner we do this, the better it is for ourselves. And I want to wrap up on this verse from the Quran. I'm going to put it up on the screen. And I want you to really think about this for a second. Here, God paints the picture of individuals that will be standing there after this life on the Day of Judgment. And these will be people who denied their Creator. They turned away from Him. They didn't make the most of that limited time they had in this life. And these people, their state on that day is they are biting their nails. They're biting their hands out of just sheer regret that they didn't follow the messengers. They didn't follow the prophets that were sent by God. In other parts of the Quran, God mentioned something similar in regards to these people, that they would wish to go back and get another chance, but it's too late. It's too late. And as we read this, realize that we're here right now. We still have that chance. We have that opportunity. So do whatever you can not to end up in their position. Look, you don't, and this is scary, and it scared me when I thought about it. You don't want to end up being that person you're reading right now. You don't want to end up being that person. You don't want it to be the case that if you could see that person right now, you're seeing yourself staring back at you. Do whatever you can to protect yourself from that situation, realizing and understanding, as we've highlighted today, life is unpredictable. You don't know if you got another 50 years or 60 years or the luxury of time where you can just go and enjoy yourself and ignore these things and then near the end of your life turn back to your Creator. Now's the time to change things. Now's the time to fix things. Now, some atheists may turn around and say at this point, well, this is a threat. You're threatening me. Your God is threatening us. Look how evil your God is. Well, firstly, God doesn't need to threaten you. He is the Creator. He created you. He can do as He wishes with you. But that being said, we have to realize God has told us He is the most merciful, the most loving. He loves you more than your own parents love you. He wants best for you. Hence, He warns you with such stark warnings so that we don't fall into that trap and we lose out. He wants us to be successful. Wasn't it ever the case that your parents told you off or spoke to you in harsh words at any point in your life just to protect you from something? Did that mean they didn't love you or didn't care for you? No, their approach was such because they wanted to genuinely help you. And God knows us best, and He knows our psychology because He's the creator of all of these things. Hence, these warnings are there predominantly to wake us up before it's too late. If you're a Muslim, then turn back to your Creator right now. Focus on establishing your relationship with God if you're struggling with that. Focus on doing what's right. And if you're a non-Muslim, at the very least, take your life seriously, and just read the Quran. Just read the Quran for yourself and see what it has to say. I'll leave you guys with this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Till next time, take care.